UTPA Athletics released renderings of the new soccer and track and field complex. We'll show them to you. Bronx basketball and tennis back on the courts. We'll show you how they did. And UTPA baseball welcomes back its alumni. This is Bronc Country. Welcome to Bronc Country. I'm Jonah Goldberg. About a year ago, UTPA Athletics announced plans to not only start men's and women's soccer, but build a multi-million-dollar on-campus complex for these soccer teams and the track and field team to use for competition. Those plans are now one step closer to reality, as UTPA Athletics announced a partnership with PBK Sports on the design of the complex. With the partnership comes these renderings. Pretty cool, huh? The new soccer and track and field complex will be located on the west side of campus, just past the Wellness and Recreation Center, with access from Jackson Road. It's being built in 3 phases. Phase 1, which includes the actual soccer playing field, track areas, and field areas, is expected to start around March and be complete in August. Phases 2 and 3 will include the construction of things like a press box, stands, concessions, and a field house with locker rooms and offices. The complex will be ready for practice purposes during the 2014-15 season and intercollegiate competition during the 2015-16 season, when it will host a full slate of men's and women's soccer, as well as track and field.
With soccer starting, fresh in the fall 14 and fall 15 for men's soccer, getting those programs started, having a brand new facility, I think is one of the keys to getting those top-notch recruits. And for us to be able to host home competitions here, we want a first-class, first-rate facility for all those sports, and being able to host championships, the WAC championships for soccer, the WAC championships for track and field is very, very important to the growth of our program. And it will be a certified track, IAAF track, so we'll actually be able to host more than just collegiate events. We'll be able to host the different UIL high school events down here, so we're looking forward to being able to do that as well.
It's a massive step for the university, for the Rio Grande community. It's important that we're in a position now where we can see the building steps towards success. Obviously, we're starting from the very bottom in terms of women's soccer. So the stadium and the stadium plans and when it's finally built is just another step towards success. And I think we got to start somewhere, and that's a very good start.
Oh, it's an awesome thing for both the university and the program itself, where the university is going through a lot of changes, and we understand how important athletics is in that change. So it's a fantastic step for us both. The program is very excited. We're going to have a great brand new facility to kind of carry us, 1, to the new conference, 2, into the new university. So it's a great thing for us.
If you're interested in getting involved with the construction and maybe getting your name or the name of your business on the whole complex or just a part of it, there are plenty of naming opportunities available. Contact UTPA Director of Athletics Chris King at 956-665-2221 for more information. The women's soccer team starts in the fall, and with signing day upon us, we'll have full coverage of their first group of student athletes in the near future. In the meantime, the UTPA track and field team, which will also inhabit the complex, competing on the road, including this past weekend at Texas Tech. The Broncs came up with 14 top 10 finishes. Martin Cass led the way by winning the 1,000-meter run with a program record time of 2:27:38. He also broke the program record in the 800-meter run with a time of 1:52:14 to finish third. The Broncs head back to Lubbock on February 14th for their final regular season indoor meet before the WAC championships. If you want to show your support for the soccer and track and field teams, or any of our other sports for that matter, donate to the Bronc Athletic Fund today. You can become a member of the BAF for just $50 a year. All of the money raised goes directly to student-athlete scholarships, so visit BroncAthleticFund.com today to see how you can make a meaningful impact on the lives of student-athletes. One way you can donate to the Bronc Athletic Fund is by participating in our 8th annual Bay Fishing Tournament, affectionately known as BAIT, on South Padre Island on April 12th. You could be one of 8 teams to win over $10,000 in cash prizes, including a $4,000 grand prize. Visit UTPABronx.com/bait for more information. Bronx basketball and tennis back on the courts this week. Next on Bronc Country, highlights from the week that was in UTPA athletics.
Madness is calling. The 2014 WAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament. March 12th through the 15th at Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. 16 teams battle through the brackets on their way to the big dance. Be there to see who will go home the big winner.
Ticket packages on sale now at UTPABronx.com. The 2-2, well outside to the backstop. Everybody running. Rio scores the tying run. Swinging a liner past the third baseman into left field. The base hit. Bronx win! Bronx win! Bronx win! This commercial brought to you by Lax Furniture, an official sponsor of the University of Texas Pan American Intercollegiate Athletics. It was a busy few days for UTPA athletics, with men's and women's basketball reaching the halfway point of their WAC seasons, while the tennis teams got a few more home matches. So let's get right to the action. We start with the men, hosting then undefeated Utah Valley. This game was tight early. It starts with Jack Boga hitting a layup and a jumper, Bronx up 4-0. The Wolverines respond with a 9-1 run, so the Bronx turn to their other Shaq. Hits the jumper to bring the Bronx within 9-7. Minute and a half later, Bronx down 4 again, and Hines gets them back within 2 again. Another minute and a half goes by, Bronx down 5 this time, but Javon Farrell hits the jumper. Bronx within 14-11. The Wolverines' offense exploded after that. They went up as many as 17, but mid-second half, the Bronx are on the comeback trail. Farrell hits the layup to get the Bronx within 51-42, and then 2 minutes later, Hines hits a layup to bring the Bronx back within 9, but the Wolverines followed with an 11-0 run as they pull away for a 67-53 victory. Boga led the Bronx with 20 points on 8 of 15 shooting, tied his career high with 3 3-pointers as well. Hines also in double figures, finishing with 12.
I thought that we had free throw opportunities, we had very good looks at the basket, not just perimeter opportunities, but mid-range and layups even, and we didn't execute in those situations, which puts a little pressure on them. Instead, they're just playing knowing that we can't put the ball in the hole, and eventually they're going to catch a rhythm. And if we could have finished those and showed them that we were hard to guard, which we were, the object of offense is to get good shots, and we were doing that. We just weren't making them. And I think that was a key, definitely early on, to not being able to get over the hump. Later in the game, when we were trying to make a push and scrambling, and to our guys' credit, they didn't quit and kept competing.
48 hours later, Bakersfield comes to town, and early on, it was all Shaq Hines and Josh Cleveland. Opening minute, after a Hines block leads to a Cleveland rebound, here comes Hines for the slam, 2-0 Bronx. A minute later, Hines feeds Cleveland for the layup, 4-0 Bronx. That worked pretty well, so why not try it again? Hines to Cleveland for the jumper, 6-0 Bronx. The Roadrunners scored the next 5 to pull within 1, but Hines having none of that. Layup makes it 8-5. Next time down the court, Hines finds Cleveland, who rocks the rim, 10-5. And then Farrell says, hey, I can dunk too. Bronx up 12-5. Speaking of dunks, check this one out. Hines with the steal, and Hurley Johnson with the finish. Late in the half, everyone getting involved. Alex Majewski for 3. Bronx up 29-20. The Bronx shot 54% in the first half. Early second half, the Roadrunners have rallied back to take the lead. Not anymore. Jack Boga knocks down the 3. Bronx up 37-35. Midway through the half, game tied at 49, and Cleveland unties it. And that was the last time the Bronx led. The Roadrunners come back to win, 72-64. 7th time this season, 4 Bronx have reached double figures in scoring. Great game for Hines. 15 points on 7 of 12 shooting, and a career-high tying 11 rebounds for his second double-double. Also with a career-high 5 assists to go with his 2 blocks and season-high tying 2 steals. Cleveland with a season-high tying 11 points. on 5 of 6 shooting.
I thought we got pretty good looks, and we had some offensive rebounds that we fumbled away. Some of the shots that we converted in the first half that were in and around the basket weren't falling in the second half, and I wouldn't say that we lit it up from the 3 in the first or second half. So basically those interior shots, and then we got out in a little bit of transition in the first half, and transition layups are always nice, but 2 for 17 from the 3 line. We weren't making perimeter shots all game, and like I said, some of those interior shots that we were making in the first half weren't falling in the second half, and you got to make those.
As for what it all means in the standings, the Broncs now tied for 7th at 2-6, but can move into 6th with a win over Seattle on Thursday. The Broncs visit Idaho, with whom they are currently tied, on Saturday. As for the women, they opened up their road trip at Utah Valley, picking up a 64-54 win. It was the Broncs' 4th straight win, their longest streak in 2 years. Kaylin Boyd back in the starting lineup scored a season-high 17 points, while going a career-best 8 for 9 from the line. Strong game for Shante Goff as well. She had 15.
Well, the Utah Valley game, I thought we came out really well and played as a team exceptionally well and made a lot of good things happen. Probably one of the better team games we played. They have a very nice team. I know they don't, their record doesn't indicate it, but boy, they're long, they're strong, and they shoot the ball extremely well. But our team defense was exceptional, and we held them to 28% shooting. That was the key to the game.
The Broncs finished up the road trip at Bakersfield, down 14-2 off the bat, but Terrell Price responds. Hits the 3, and that kicks off a big run. Jasmine Thompson hits the jumper. Tonisha Walker makes the layup. Brittany Bush with the jumper. And then Kaylin Boyd for 3. Broncs within 18-16. Late in the first half, Broncs down 1. Not anymore. Price hits the layup. Broncs go up 29-28. That was the only time they led. Roadrunners go on to win 82-74. A new season high in scoring for Boyd in this game, finishing with 18 points, go with a career high 8 rebounds and season high 7 assists. Thompson and Shante Goff also in double figures with 13 points each.
Very good game. It was a very, we got down the last 2 minutes. We have a shot. We stopped them 3 or 4 times in a row. We have open shots, and we didn't knock them down, or we could have very easily won that game. I thought that Cal State Bakersfield was extremely physical inside, and you got to give them credit. They got away with it. And I thought a lot of times we were in position to rebound, and we just didn't get the rebound. So we have got to continue to keep moving forward. And I thought that in that game, the team concept wasn't as strong as what it needs to be, and that's both on the defensive end and offensive end. Defensive end, we gave up 82 points, but we gave a lot of that up on the free throw line and at the rim, and that's something we haven't done a lot of this year. We defend the rim extremely well, and they got out on us and got it inside, and they posted up strong, and they had one girl get 21 rebounds, and so they had 4 people in double figures, and that's not the way that we play. We play a little bit better team defense, but offensively, we did some good things. I thought KK had a very good game, came back, and she got a lot of minutes, and look for her to work her way back into even more playing time.
Here's a look at the WAC standings. The Broncs tied for 3rd with Seattle, which coincidentally is the Broncs' next opponent, Thursday at 7 p.m. at the UTPA Fieldhouse. Idaho at the top, undefeated after 1 lap through the conference. The Broncs host the Vandals Saturday. Spring break is just over a month away. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking Vegas. And what do you know? That's where the WAC tournaments are this year. You can get a ticket to all 14 WAC tournament men's and women's basketball games for just $165. We even have an in on hotel rooms through corporate travel. So give us a call or visit utpabronx.com/WAC today. Hey, we've been telling you Bronc Country just got a whole lot bigger, haven't we? Well, Viva Las Vegas! We move across campus to the Orville Cox Tennis Center. Men's tennis hosting a Saturday double dip, starting with Oral Roberts. We start with doubles, Alejandro Sanoa and Sebastian Jobe at number 1, and getting the Broncs off to a good start. Pick up a 6-3 win. So the Broncs need 1 more win to clinch the point, and on court 3, Shaden Padini and Juan Cruz Soria deliver. Broncs go up 1-0. Broncs need 3 singles points to win the match. Pandini and Sanoa won in straight sets. So we take a look at court 1. Soria dropped his first set 5-6, but after a 6-4 win in the second set, Soria races past Amar Seltovic 6-0 to give the Broncs a 4-3 win. Pandini won his match 6-1, 6-1, while Sanoa took a 6-1, 6-5 win. Job was playing well at singles before retiring. First win of the season for the Broncs.
It feels great. It's been a long time since I got a good win, and today feels really good since we won our doubles and our singles.
We earned it, man. Oral Roberts, they competed well. Lots of good energy out there by them. I mean, we like to set the standard for it, but I mean, I really thought that they did a heck of a job, and it feels gratifying to get our first win of the season together. Just because we played such a quality team and a well-coached team.
Later in the day, the Broncs hosting Prairie View A&M, and there were a whole lot of 6s on the Broncs side of the board, including at number 2 doubles, where Chayan Pandini and Juan Cruz Soria put up a bagel. And then at number 3, Ricardo Hopker and Mauricio Fasada take home a 6-2 win. Broncs up 1-0. The Broncs dominated singles. Only 2 matches got past the second set. Sebastian Job made quick work of Daniel Vasquez over at number 3. In the third set, 6-0. And Alejandro Sanoa came back from a 2-6 first set loss to win the second set 6-5, and the super tiebreak 10-4. Broncs roll 7-0. Job and Sanoa had the lead when the doubles point was clinched. Soria, Pandini, Hopker, and Fasada all dispatched their opponents in straight sets. The Broncs are now 2-2 with a busy weekend ahead at Arkansas Friday and at SMU Sunday. On to the women, also hosting Prairie View A&M. Pick it up at number 2 doubles. Regan Greenwood and Katya Starvelaki get the Broncs off to a good start. Pick up a 6-1 win. And then at number 3, it's more of the same from Didi Fatikova and Mariana Ranzenhauer. 6-2 win, Broncs up 1-0. The Broncs had their way in singles too. Senior captain Wanda Begelin at number 3 picks up the 6-2, 6-1 victory. Over at number 4, Starvelaki picked up the 6-1, 6-1 win. And then at number 6, Greenwood also with the straight sets winner. 6-4, 6-1, Broncs get their first win, 6-1. Ranzenhauer and Crystal Amsalem also with wins in singles, taking tie breaks to seal the deal. The Broncs are now 1-1 and get a good week off before visiting Texas A&M Corpus Christi on Monday.
It feels great. It was canceled last weekend, so it feels great to win our first home match. 6-1, it's a good score. It's really nice.
I'm definitely happy with our win. I know a lot of the girls had some challenging moments at the start of their singles, but they finished strong. They found motivation somewhere in there, and they all played really well.
The UTPA baseball team has been to 13 NCAA regionals and 1 College World Series. Last weekend, the Broncs held Alumni Weekend, welcoming back some of the players who played on those teams. Coming up on Bronc Country, we take you to meet the alumni. Last week we told you about the Green and White World Series hosted by the UTPA baseball team. What was also going on that weekend was Alumni Weekend, as the Broncs welcomed back alumni who played any time between the 70s and last season to Edinburg Baseball Stadium to not only enjoy the series, but enjoy some barbecue together and then take the field for hitting and fielding. It's an experience they're all thankful for.
It's wonderful. I'm glad to see that they can get this together, and I hope it continues. Get to meet all the new players that are here and get to reunite with a bunch of old friends that I haven't seen in such a long time.
I kind of enjoy it, you know. You always learn something new with the alumni because they've been through a lot, and they already got established careers and stuff, so they talk to you a lot about, you know, life after baseball, how they dealt with it, and stuff like that.
You know, it's always fun to put on the cleats again and take some BP, considering the fact that I haven't taken any in about a year. So all I was hoping for is to have a good time and hopefully not get hurt or pull my hamstring or anything. So, man, it's great to be back out here with the guys and sharing, especially the old memories and the history that convenes back here once again. A lot of things you don't think about, obviously, on a daily basis, but rejuvenation makes you feel about like you're 18 all over again. So.
Oh, I love these weekends. I can't wait every time I hear there's going to be one. It's great. I love coming back and meet with all the guys, team. seeing my ex-teammates that I haven't seen, some of them in 25 years since I played, and it's great to see them. And then all the new guys, all the new alumni, getting to meet them. And
one of the alumni who returned was Luis Chavez, who played on the 1983 Bronx team that won 64 games, took 3 out of 4 from top-ranked Wichita State, and advanced to the NCAA Regionals.
That was a phenomenal team. That was a team where guys could do no wrong. The team ended up 64-19, went to the regional playoffs, and got a chance to beat Grambling first round, second round, Northeastern Louisiana, by hitting 3 home runs back to back to back, which was just, I tell you what, just shocked the whole stadium. And then we played Mississippi State the following day, and Rafael Palmeiro hit one off the wall to clean the bases, and that's what beat us. And we had to turn around and play Texas the following game, and then of course they beat us 6-2, and the rest is history. They went on to win the College World Series. Roger Clemens became Roger Clemens, but I tell you what, wonderful years. '83 was a great year for Pan American baseball. It's years where I grew up, met a lot of wonderful people. This is a wonderful university, and I recommend this place for anybody who wants to come and get a good education and definitely pursue baseball.
As for the current Bronx, they're staying active in the community, hosting a blood drive over the weekend. Every single member of the Bronx donated, and they know as well as anyone that one donation could help save 3 lives.
It's a chance we get to give back to the community of Edinburg and UTPA itself. We're very fortunate that the opportunities that UTPA have given us. So the whole baseball team is more than happy to give back at this situation.
It means a lot, get to give back to people who need blood. I like coming out here and be able to help somebody, and having that in my conscience that I can help somebody out that really needs it. I hope my blood is good enough for people to use. So.
The Bronx opened the season February 14th against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, which means it's time to get your season tickets. For just $100, you can get tickets that are good for all of the Bronx games this season. Get yours now. Give the Bronx a call at 956-665-2221 or visit UTPAAthletics.com.
Madness is calling. The 2014 WAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament. March 12th through the 15th at Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. 16 teams battle through the brackets on their way to the big dance. Be there to see who will go home the big winner.
Ticket packages on sale now at UTPABronx.com.
The 2-2.
Well outside to the backstop. Everybody running. Rio scores the tying run. Swinging a liner past the third baseman into left field. The base hits. Bronx win. Bronx win. Bronx win.
This commercial brought to you by Lax Furniture, an official sponsor of the University of Texas Pan American Intercollegiate Athletics.
Here's what's coming up for the Bronx. Wednesday is the start of signing period for sports like soccer and track and field. Women's basketball back home for a pair of big WAC games against second-place Seattle and first-place Idaho. Men's basketball plays the same teams, albeit on the road. Men's tennis with a tough road trip through Arkansas and SMU. And the baseball team has its inaugural first pitch breakfast on Saturday. For more information, visit UTPAAthletics.com. We want to thank you for stamping your passport in Bronc Country this week. Schedule another visit for next week. But until then,
Madness is calling. The 2014 WAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament. March 12th through the 15th at Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. 16 teams battle through the brackets on their way to the big dance. Be there to see who will go home the big winner.
Ticket packages on sale now at UTPABronx.com.
The 2-2. Well outside to the backstop. Everybody running. Rio scores the tying run. Swinging a liner past the third baseman into left field. The base hit. Bronx win. Bronx win. Bronx win.
This commercial brought to you by Lax Furniture, an official sponsor of the University of Texas Pan American Intercollegiate Athletics.